Hi, this is a little video introduction to charts, which we are going to use to share music and chords and sheet music, etc. for musicians, particularly for Central at 4. So you can access this on any device. I'm accessing it on a laptop, but you can access it on your phone or on a tablet or a desktop computer as well. So wherever you can get the internet, you can access charts. All you need to do is go to chart.worshiptools.com, as you can see there at the top, and head in. You will be asked to sign in, and I'll sign in now. And if you should already have a login, but if you don't, get in touch with me, Jessica, or Mark at the Ministry of Penybont, and we will sort you out with a login if you're going to be part of the worship teams going forward. When you first log in, it may well ask you to connect your account with a particular organisation, and you want to select Ministry Area of Penybont or Gore. Just click on that and it will take you through. Then what you'll see is this screen. It'll look slightly different depending on whether you're accessing this on a mobile device or a tablet or a computer, but essentially this is what you'll get. It'll get a welcome message, it'll tell you what organisation you're part of, and then the upcoming services. If you have been particularly selected to be part of a particular upcoming service, you'll see it will come up under your upcoming services, and then you should be able to see all the other upcoming services as well. It may depend on your permission settings as to how many of these you can see or not, but if there is one that you think you should be able to see and you can't, please get in touch with us or with your band leader, and they will make sure that you have access to the right services. Our next service we've got coming up is on the 9th of November, so I'm going to click on that and it will bring up the set list. So this is all the songs that have been selected by the band leader for the service on the 9th of November. In this case, the band leader was me, so I know what's coming up, and you can swing between each of the songs using these arrows at the bottom. So all of the members of the band for this week can access these songs. In fact, anybody can access these songs, but each of the band members that are going to be part of this can access these songs and see what's coming up, and they can also see what key I've decided to play each of them in. You will notice that most of them are in the key of D. I do love the key of D. And then you will also notice on some of them that there is a capo marking. Capo is the device that guitarists use to put on the neck of the guitar, and it helps with changing the tone of the guitar, and can also help with playing around with keys. So I want to play Amazing Grace in the key of D. I want us to all sing it and the band to play in the key of D, but I want to play the chord of G. So I will use my capo on the 7th fret so that I can play it in the key of G, but it plays out of my guitar in the key of D. If you are not a guitarist, don't worry about this, but what you do need to pay attention to is whether or not the leader has left the note for the capo on. So if you're a pianist, for example, and you're going to be playing along with me on the guitar, you need to see the chords in the purest sense of G. So you can, on your account, you can go in and turn the capo off, just like that. So you use that little down arrow. Oh, where's it gone? There it is. You use that little down arrow here. Slide down to capo. You can see the key there is D, which is what we want. The capo is now on 0, which means it's off. And so you can see the chords in D. For me, because I want to play with a capo on, I will leave the key in D, and then I will select the capo that I want to use, and it will change the chords so that the pianist and the guitarist, now both playing, one with a capo and one pure, will be making the same noise. Hopefully that makes sense. Do please ask any questions if that's not the case. So you'll notice now that capo's on there, which is fine if you are the guitarist. However, if you are the pianist, you want to make sure those are all turned off as they are for these two songs. What you'll also be able to access if you're a band member and you want a bit more information than is presented, you'll be able to access things like lead sheets or sheet music for some of the songs. So again, this little arrow at the top here, but this time under source, if you click on that, it will give you a drop down menu of all sorts of different things. So here you can get the chord sheet, the lyrics, the chord chart, lyrics, lead sheet or vocal sheet. So the vocal sheet will bring up the sheet music for this particular song for 10,000 Reasons. And you'll see that it's now showing the sheet music for that whole song. Equally, if we pull up the lead sheet, what you'll get is instead of the full sheet music, you'll get simply the lead line for that song. So it's just the line for the main melody. So that can be really helpful for instruments such as flutes or electric guitar or anything that could want to play along with that lead melody line. Not all the songs have all those different options available to them, so please bear that in mind. We can, if there's one particular one that you would like or a band leader would like to make sure that you have, that's not a problem. We can go digging to see if we can find that. But part of this upgrade is that some of the older songs that we've had in the system haven't had that update on all of them. So if it's a song that you know well from Central, it may well be that it hasn't yet had that update, but we can absolutely sort that out if you need it. The other thing of note for each of the songs is that you can make your own notes on them. So, for example, let's take Great Are You Lord. If I click the little pencil next to that, it will give me this little menu here. So if there's a particular chord that I wanted to highlight and make sure that I remember, I can draw my highlight on, then click Save, and it will come up. It will only come up for me on my profile with this. It won't have highlighted it for everybody else that can see these sheets. It will just highlight it for me. It's attached to my account, if that makes sense. And then if you want to get rid of it, you use that little pencil and click the cross and it clears all the annotations. So it would mean that you can add little notes to yourself, or you can write little messages to yourself if a particular band leader is wanting to go in a particular direction or build in a particular area or go very quiet for a particular verse. You can make that note for that service. It will come up when you're actually playing in the service, and then you can delete it next time if it's no longer relevant. Finally, I'd like to just tell you about how you can print these. So obviously if you're accessing it on a tablet, that's really easy. If you're accessing it on a laptop, that's transportable. But if you're accessing these on a phone or on a device that you can't bring with you to Central, you may well want to print these sheets so that you've got them in paper form for the actual day. That's very simple. If you go to the top corner here, there's a menu that you can bring down, and as part of the menu you'll see the list of the songs and the order that they're in, and you will also see a print button function. If you click on that, it will then take you through to your ordinary print function. So this would offer me an ability to print on my printer here at home, if that makes sense. So then you just close that down and it should all come through your printer. If you're a worship leader, a band leader, and you are trying to add or change the songs that are relevant for a particular Sunday, again, this becomes very simple. You go into this drop down menu and you see your list of songs going on, and let's say actually I don't want Cornerstone. If you click reorder, you can then delete that, and then you can add a new song. When you add a new song, you've got this menu that comes up here. First thing that will be highlighted is your library, and this is the library that's associated with the ministry area of Penybont Aragor and Central F4 particularly, and all the songs that we have used before. I'm actually in the process at the moment of tidying this up to make sure that it's got all the songs we have used, and we've deleted all the ones that we haven't actually used that were in there as templates from when we first downloaded the program. You can sort these in this top right corner over here by best match, the last modified, and alphabetically. I find alphabetically much easier, and you can start to search through to find the right song that you're after. Or you can type in here what is the song you like, and it will start to bring it up based on what you're typing. If what you want to do is a new song and we haven't used it before, your first port of call is Song Select. So if you click on that, it will bring up Song Select's library, which we have a subscription to as part of Central. And so if you start to type in the new song that you would like to bring in, for example, Cornerstone. Oh, let's try it again. Is it going to work this time? There we are. You'll start to see the different options. Then you can click it and it will bring it in. These little icons at the side are very important. They mean different things. So the flat symbol means chords, the speech bubble means lyrics, and the semiquavers there refer to the sheet music. So try and pick one with as many icons as possible, because that means you're importing one with all of those different options we looked at earlier for your different band members. Whereas if you imported one with just the speech bubble, for example, you'd only be bringing in the lyrics, which won't necessarily help everyone. So just click on that top one and it will bring it in for you like that. And it will add to the song there. It'll add to your set list. Here we go. Then the key important bit to do is to click save, and then on your songs make sure that it's coming through in the key that you actually want to sing and play it in for the whole band. If you just want to be having a look at all the songs that we have available and just perusing, perhaps you're not particularly prepping for a particular Sunday, but just having a little look through, if you press back up here and head for the home button, that little house icon, and that will take you back to this welcome screen that you'll have seen when you first started. From here, there's 3 little dots. If you click on those, you can find the song library. And in the song library, you can see everything that we've got available, and you can also access the Song Select library as well. So this should give you everything you possibly need for rehearsals, for your own personal preparations, but also prepping for a particular Sunday if you are a band leader.